What if I told you that the greatest enemy fighting against your heart isn't your age, and it isn't your genes, but the one object you trust most in your own home? Hello, my friends, I'm Harold. Ever since the heart attack that nearly took my life, I've been obsessed with finding the hidden enemies to our health. And I've found one, a silent accomplice that all of us are harboring right now. Take a look at your refrigerator. Did you know that the simple act of storing a potato in there could be igniting the smoldering fire of chronic inflammation in your body, the very fire that leads directly to hardened arteries and a weakened heart? Did you know that the bright red tomato you chill to protect its nutrients is being stripped of its final shield of defense for your arteries, throwing the gates wide open for bad cholesterol to run rampant? And more frighteningly, could these small, daily food storage mistakes be the real reason you feel short of breath on the stairs, why your mind feels foggy, and why you're losing that sharp clarity you were once so proud of? But, this is not a sentence. It's a wake-up call. Over the next 30 minutes, I won't just expose these 7 food storage mistakes. I'm going to hand you a set of keys. Not keys to punishing diets or expensive miracle cures. No. These are tiny switches in your thinking, secrets our ancestors knew that the age of refrigeration has made us forget. These switches have the power to reclaim the energy you thought was gone, to clear the fog from your mind, and to give you back complete control over your heart health. And believe me, the biggest surprise isn't the potato. It's the 7th item on our list, a superfood that almost everyone is using incorrectly, turning its benefits into a liability. I'm saving that one for the very end. But before we begin this journey of discovery, do me one favor. Look into your mind right now and be honest with me. Are you storing at least one of these 7 suspects in your refrigerator? Go ahead and type "I am" in the comments below. Every "I am" isn't a confession, it's a declaration that says, I am ready to change. Now, are you ready? Let's flip the first switch together, and unmask the sweetest deceiver of them all, the potato, and its connection to oxidative stress. I want you to travel back in time with me for a moment. I want you to remember the aroma of golden fried potatoes that your mother or grandmother made for you. Or maybe it's you, right now, carefully frying a batch of crispy potatoes for your children or grandchildren every weekend. You see their smiles. You feel that pride of providing a delicious treat, a simple joy. It's an act of love, isn't it? But, what if I told you that in that very act of love, we may have unintentionally planted a toxic seed? A sweet trap, disguised by that beautiful golden color and a satisfying crunch that everyone adores. That trap has a complicated scientific name, acrylamide. But let me explain it Harold's way. When you store a raw potato in the refrigerator, the cold forces the starches inside to convert into a type of sugar. Then, when you fry, bake, or roast that potato at high temperatures, this sugar reacts and creates acrylamide. So what does acrylamide do to our bodies? Imagine it like a layer of invisible, toxic soot, clinging to every cell, to every artery wall. It is the trigger for oxidative stress and inflammation, 2 processes that are like rust and a smoldering fire inside your body. That fire, day after day, causes our blood vessels to become stiff and less flexible. It creates the perfect conditions for plaque to form, leading to atherosclerosis, and ultimately, it forces our aging hearts to work much harder to pump blood through our bodies. That is the direct path to high blood pressure and other heartbreaking risks. I used to think that golden brown color was the sign of perfection. Now, I know it can be a sign of danger. But what's the good news? We can put out that fire immediately. And the solution is shockingly simple. Never store raw potatoes in the refrigerator again. Let them rest in a dry, cool, and dark place. A wicker basket or a cloth bag in a corner of your kitchen is the perfect home for them. With this one simple change, you have cut off the fuel supply for acrylamide. Let me give you a golden note from medical experts: try to cook potato dishes at lower temperatures, and only until they reach a light golden color, instead of a golden brown. You see, heart health isn't always about big, dramatic battles. It's about small, wise choices like this one. By changing this one habit, you aren't just protecting yourself, you are protecting the people you love most from a hidden risk they never knew existed. Now, tell me how you feel. If you found this information about potatoes truly helpful and valuable, please type the number 1 in the comments to let me know. Every number from you is an encouragement for me to keep sharing these secrets. Next up, we'll move on to another victim of the refrigerator, a red fruit that is a staple in most homes. Let's see how we are accidentally disarming our arteries' best bodyguard. How long has it been since you've tasted a real tomato? I'm not talking about the kind you buy in the supermarket, shiny and perfectly round, but when you bite into it, it's watery and soulless. I'm talking about the taste of the old days. That gentle sweetness mixed with a light, tangy flavor, so juicy and bursting with an aroma you could smell from the other side of the kitchen. The fragrance of summer, of the earth, of life itself. Where did that flavor go? Why is it that what we eat now is often just a beautiful but empty shell? The answer, my friends, isn't in the plant variety or the fertilizer. It lies in a mistake we are making the moment we bring them home. And the tragedy is, when we lose that flavor, we are also losing one of the most powerful guardians of our heart health. That guardian's name is lycopene. Lycopene is the artist who painted the brilliant red color of the tomato. But its role is so much greater than that. For our hearts, lycopene is a frontline warrior. Many credible studies have proven that lycopene can fight directly against the greatest enemy of our arteries, bad cholesterol, LDL. Imagine LDL cholesterol like garbage trucks, always trying to dump their trash and cause traffic jams on your body's vital highways. Lycopene is the traffic cop, the diligent cleaner, helping to keep those roads clear, clean, and flexible. So what happens when you put a tomato in the refrigerator? The cold is the mortal enemy of lycopene. It stops the tomato's natural ripening process, and in doing so, it neutralizes and strips lycopene of its power. When you place a tomato in the fridge, you're not just making it less tasty. You are firing your most dedicated bodyguard. You are tying his hands and letting those bad cholesterol trucks run wild, dumping their trash and building up dangerous blockages inside your arteries. But today, right now, we are going to set our bodyguard free. It's truly simple. Let your tomatoes breathe at room temperature, in a well-ventilated basket, away from direct sunlight. Let them ripen naturally. When you do this, you will see their color deepen, their flavor return, and most importantly, you will know that the lycopene bodyguard inside is at its strongest, ready to fight for your heart. And here's a little tip from this old man: if you want a tomato to ripen faster, place it next to a banana. They are good friends and will help each other complete their mission. I know many of us love salads or use tomatoes in our daily meals. If you are like me and you love the taste of tomatoes, please type the number 2 in the comments below. I want to know how many of my friends here are also fans of this wonderful fruit, and who now know how to turn it into a real weapon for their health. In the next section, we'll talk about an even more common mistake. One that involves a food that most of us eat every single morning. Let's explore that together. There is a quiet disappointment that happens in so many of our kitchens every single morning. It's the feeling you get when you take a slice of bread from the refrigerator. You put it in there with the strong belief that you are protecting it, keeping it fresh for longer. But when you hold it in your hand, it's stiff and dry. When you eat it, it's tasteless and crumbly, like chewing on a piece of cardboard. The entire soul of yesterday's fragrant loaf seems to have been sucked dry by the refrigerator. Why is that? Why does the protector we trust betray us like this? The truth is, the cold of the refrigerator is bread's worst enemy. It accelerates moisture loss and shatters its soft starch structure, turning a beautiful loaf into a sad version of itself. Even worse, many people think the fridge prevents mold. But no, the humid air circulating inside can be the perfect environment for mold to thrive. The refrigerator doesn't just steal the flavor, it is deceiving us. But today, I'm going to let you in on a secret. A secret that can turn this disappointment into one of the most powerful weapons for your heart health. The solution isn't to stop eating bread. The right solution, ironically, is a different kind of cold, freezing. Yes, you heard me right. Store your bread in the freezer, not the fridge. And the magic happens when you take it out and toast it. When bread is frozen and then reheated, a portion of its starch is transformed into something called resistant starch. This is one of the most fantastic discoveries for our health as older adults. Resistant starch is a special type of fiber. It doesn't cause a spike in high blood sugar like regular starch does. Instead, it travels straight down to your gut and becomes food for the billions of good bacteria living there. And why is this so important for your heart? Because when you feed a healthy army of good bacteria, they help you fight against the most dangerous enemy of aging. Metabolic syndrome. That's the gang that includes high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and belly fat. Studies have shown that resistant starch helps to improve insulin sensitivity, reduce systemic inflammation, and lower bad cholesterol. Do you see? Just by changing where you store your loaf of bread, you are turning an everyday food into medicine for your gut and a strong shield for your heart. You are attacking the very root of our biggest health problems. This is one of the game-changing secrets I discovered on my journey. It's so simple, yet incredibly effective. Now, tell me about your habits. Do you often have bread for breakfast? If you do, please type the number 3 in the comments. I'd love to know how many friends in our community can apply this small but powerful tip tomorrow morning. And get ready, because next, we're going to talk about a golden mineral for blood pressure, one that so many of us are accidentally throwing away every single day. Inside each of our bodies, right at this very moment, a silent battle is taking place. A battle that determines every single beat of your heart, every number on your blood pressure monitor. On one side of this battle is sodium, the main component of salt, an aggressive invader, always trying to make our blood vessel walls constrict and cause high blood pressure to spike. On the other side is a hero, a powerful ally whose mission is to balance out sodium and protect the peace within our hearts. We've spent our entire lives being taught to fight by limiting the enemy, by reducing our salt intake. And that is right. But we've forgotten the other half of the battle, arming our hero. And the tragedy is, so many of us are unintentionally discarding that precious weapon every single day, because of a simple mistake with a certain yellow fruit. That fruit is the banana. And our hero is potassium, or as I like to call it, the golden mineral. Think about this. We take blood pressure medication every day, we restrict our diets, and we worry about every number. But we may have overlooked one of nature's most powerful assistants. When you bring home a bunch of bananas and put them in the refrigerator, you think you're keeping them fresh. But that cold turns the peel black, and the flesh becomes mushy and unappetizing. And when you see a banana that looks so unappealing, do you want to eat it? Of course not. You haven't just thrown away a snack. You have unintentionally refused a natural dose of medicine for high blood pressure. You have let your hero, potassium, become weakened and unsupplied, while the enemy, sodium, continues its daily assault. So how do we arm our hero? Simply let your bananas ripen at room temperature. Eat them when their peels are a beautiful, vibrant yellow and their flavor is at its peak. The American Heart Association calls potassium a critical tool in managing blood pressure. Why? Because it does two wonderful things. First, it helps our bodies flush out excess sodium through urine. Second, it helps to relax the walls of our blood vessels. In Harold's words, it doesn't just help you sweep the enemy out of the house, it also helps the house itself, your arteries, to relax and become more spacious. This directly reduces the pressure on your heart. You see, beyond the pill you take each morning, you have a natural, delicious, and readily available weapon to support your fight for heart health. Bananas are one of my favorite foods. What about you? Do you enjoy eating bananas? If you do, let me know by typing the number 4 in the comments. Every number 4 is a declaration that we will never abandon our hero again. Now, get ready. We are about to discuss two foods where storage mistakes are even more serious. One of them can even lead to a deadly risk of poisoning. Let's find out together. On our journey to protect our heart health, nature has given us two guardians with two completely opposite personalities. One is gentle and soothing, using its softness to calm and lubricate our vital pathways. The other is strong and fierce, using its pungent power to destroy enemies and purify the body. Sadly, because of mistakes made in the refrigerator, we are weakening them both. We are forgetting the gentle guardian and, even worse, turning the mighty guardian into a dangerous enemy. Let's talk about the gentle guardian first, the avocado. The avocado is the richest source of good fats, monounsaturated fats. Imagine this type of fat as a premium lubricating oil, helping to soothe, reduce friction inside your artery walls, and push back against bad cholesterol, LDL. That's why heart doctors always encourage us to eat avocados. But what do you do when you buy an avocado that's still green and hard? You put it in the fridge, right? You think you're just being patient. The truth is, you are stopping its development in its tracks. The cold deactivates the ripening enzymes, meaning the avocado will never reach its perfect state. The result is a rubbery, fibrous fruit with a bitter taste, and most importantly, without the full amount of that precious, lubricating oil, for your heart. You have unintentionally thrown away one of the gentlest gifts nature has given your arteries. The solution? Let avocados ripen at room temperature. Once they are soft to the touch, you can then keep them in the fridge for a few more days. Never imprison a guardian before he has fully matured. Now, let's talk about the second guardian. If the avocado is a gentle friend, then garlic is a mighty warrior. Garlic's weapon is a compound called allicin, which is released when we chop or crush it. Allicin has been shown to help relax blood vessels to lower high blood pressure and reduce bad cholesterol. But when you store garlic in the fridge, it begins to sprout. That green sprout is a sign that your warrior has started to change. Its allicin levels decrease, and its power is no longer what it used to be. But that is not the worst part. The worst part, and this is what I need you to pay very close attention to, is when we make chopped garlic infused in oil and leave it at room temperature. It seems convenient, but it is creating the perfect, oxygen-free environment for one of the most dangerous bacteria on the planet to grow, Clostridium botulinum. This bacterium produces an extremely potent neurotoxin that can cause muscle paralysis, difficulty breathing, and, in the worst cases, can lead to death. This is no longer about losing nutrients. This is a matter of life and death. We have unintentionally turned a medicine into a poison. The safe solution: store whole bulbs of garlic in a dry, airy place. If you want to have chopped garlic on hand, freeze it. Put it in small ice cube trays and store it in the freezer. This is the only way to have convenience, preserve its properties, and be safe. Now, I'm truly curious. Between these two guardians, which information surprised you more? If it was the avocado and its wasted good fats, type the number 5. If it was the garlic and its serious warning, type the number 6. Your choice will tell me which piece of information truly resonated with you. And stay with me. We have just one final item left, a sweet superfood whose mistake is even more subtle. We have arrived at the final item on our list today. A special one. It's not a vegetable, nor is it a root. It is a precious gift from nature, often called liquid gold. It is, of course, honey. For thousands of years, honey has been seen as a remedy, a symbol of purity and health. We use it for a sore throat, we put it in our tea to replace sugar, and we always feel like we are doing something good for our bodies. But, have you ever wondered? Is there something we don't know about this liquid gold? Does this perfect gift come with a hidden price that no one has ever told us about? The first mistake, and the most common one, is storing honey in the refrigerator. The cold causes the natural sugars in honey to separate from the water and crystallize. It hasn't gone bad, but it becomes hard, gritty, and very difficult to use. And then, we make a second mistake to fix the first one: we put it in the microwave or heat it on the stove. When honey is heated above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or 40 degrees Celsius, most of its precious enzymes and antioxidants are destroyed. We have unintentionally turned a medicine into a hollow piece of candy. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. The biggest, deepest, and most dangerous mistake for our heart health is not in how we store honey. It's in how we think about it. We think that because it's natural, it's better than sugar, and we can use it freely. But here is the hard truth that your heart needs you to hear: to your liver, your pancreas, and your blood vessels, sugar is still sugar. Your body does not recognize the good intentions in your mind. When you consume too much honey, it will still trigger a negative chain reaction. It spikes your blood sugar, it raises your triglycerides, fats in the blood, it forces your liver to work overtime, and it contributes to systemic inflammation. All of those things are enormous burdens, like heavy stones weighing down on our hearts every single day. So what is the solution? Is it to throw away your jar of honey? No, not. The solution is to change your relationship with it. Do not see honey as an everyday food. Cherish it as a medicine. Use it with purpose. A small spoonful when you feel a scratch in your throat. A little bit to soothe a cough. Use it as a king uses a rare spice, not as a glutton uses sugar. That is how we receive the full healing benefits of honey, without paying the high price for the health of our hearts. This is one of the hardest truths to accept, but also one of the most important. After hearing this, what do you think about the way you use honey? Please be honest. If you mainly use it as a medicine, type the number 7 in the comments. If you are using it as a daily substitute for sugar, type the number 8. There is no judgment here, only awareness, so that we can all be better together. Thank you for walking with me to the end of this journey of discovery. And now, let's review what we've learned and get to that special gift I promised. Let's take a deep breath in together, and a long, slow breath out. Do you feel that? That sense of relief, now that the clouds of doubt and fear have cleared. That feeling of empowerment. Because that was the entire purpose of our time together today. Knowledge is not meant to be a burden, it is meant to set us free. We have walked through 7 traps together. From the smoldering fire of oxidative stress in a potato, to the abandoned lycopene bodyguard in a tomato. From the secret of resistant starch in a frozen slice of bread, to the battle potassium fights for your blood pressure. And, as I promised at the beginning of the video, the most serious warning was about garlic, how a medicine can be turned into a deadly poison if we infuse it in oil the wrong way. You did so well to patiently stay with me until the end. That shows you truly care about your health. And that commitment deserves a reward. Knowledge can fly away if we don't see it every day. So, my team and I have worked to create a special gift for you. I call it the Refrigerator Heart Shield. This isn't just a list. It is a concise, beautifully designed summary that you can download and print out with a single click. Put it on your refrigerator door. Let it become a gentle reminder each morning, a silent companion in your kitchen, and a declaration to yourself that says, I am in control of my health. The link to receive this gift is right in the description below the video. Our journey today has been so meaningful. If this video brought you even a little bit of value, even one aha moment, please give it a like. Your like is like a pat on the shoulder, letting me know that these efforts are not in vain. And if, while watching this video, an image of a loved one came to your mind, a husband, a wife, a friend, please share this video with them. A small act of sharing can be a priceless gift of health. Finally, if you are not yet a part of our Healthy with Harold family, please press the subscribe button and join us. We have so many more journeys to take, so many more secrets to discover together. Remember, great health doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from the smallest of choices. I'm Harold. Thank you for listening. I'll see you again soon.